Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about why trading live accounts from the very start and why actually blowing accounts can actually benefit your trading in the long term. People are going to click this video and think that I'm going to promote high risk trading and promote trading news events like I do on the channel to get people to blow their accounts because they think it's a good thing. Obviously that is not the whole purpose of this video, and this is more for the traders who have actually blown accounts or they're in the stage of being a beginner trader where the majority of people do actually end up blowing their accounts. And it's kind of a bit of reassurance for those people. You know, I've been there, I've blown accounts. I just want to tell you how you can overcome it and why it could actually be a good thing for your trading. As you've seen on the channel, if you have watched any of my previous videos, I talk a lot about trading with a live account from the very start. The only reason why I think you should be using a demo account is to actually get used to the platform which you're actually going to be trading with. So if you're a beginner trader and you've never used MT4 before, then obviously a demo is good to actually practice. How do you enter the trades? How do you change your lot size? How do you take partials? How do you add your stop loss, your take profit? How do you edit these mid-trade? These are things which you obviously need to know, and actually using a demo account where you can make mistakes whilst trialing out the platform, this is obviously okay to do so, and there's obviously nothing against this. But I feel like if you're actually trading with live money from the very start, it's a lot more realistic than actually trading a demo because there is real money on the line. I'm going to go into why this is really important and why I think a lot of beginners actually overlook this. Let's just start with the main reason why people overlook it, and this is because they think that because it's such a small amount of money, which the majority of people start with, they think that it can't really affect their psychology because it's only £200 or it's only £500 in the account, when their aim is to trade multiple six figures, maybe whether it be prop firms, whether it be personal capital. They think that putting in a measly £500 isn't going to actually benefit their trading in any way. But I actually think this isn't the case, because any money in the account which is actually yours, money that you've put in hours and hours to actually earn, it is going to affect you psychologically, because deep down that you've put in multiple hours to actually earn that £500. On an average salary, that's probably around 50 hours. I think the average salary is like £10 an hour or something anyway. If you are actually 18 in the UK, 50 hours, you can just blow that within one trade on a Forex account. So it definitely limits people to over risking. And this is kind of the main benefit of this. And once you are actually used to trading with these smaller accounts, this is then once you would want to progress into a larger size account. When I was actually trading accounts at the start of my journey, all I wanted to do was get rich quick. And I feel like if you are blowing accounts and you are in that sort of process of your trading, I call it the gambler mindset, because that's simply what you're trying to do. You're basically going into a casino, going into the Forex markets, and then just risking the whole account or 50% of the account. It's just like putting all your chips, red, black, it doesn't really, in terms of trading, you're literally not trading if you're risking that much on your account. Once you start with a smaller account, if you start with the gambling mindset and continue to maintain this, then it's going to be very, very detrimental for the long term of your trading, because you always see that as a way to make money if it has worked for you in the past. Whereas if you actually blow accounts doing this, once again, like I say a lot on the channel, you can learn a lot from your losses, and people just seem to overlook this. So by actually blowing the account, it can reinforce into your mind that, okay, if I'm gambling, I'm just risking money on trades which don't actually fit my plan, that are just risking way too much on a single trade, then I'm bound to lose. I'm bound to lose the whole account. These things can happen, and I feel like the best thing that can actually come out of this is you actually blow the account and lose all of your money. And if this has actually happened to you and you've overcome this and you are now a profitable trader, you guys will probably agree that this does teach discipline. So it adds discipline to your trading and adds discipline to your mindset whilst you're actually looking at the charts, because that if you break your rules again, you over risk, you take setups which you weren't meant to take, then you're going to be punished for that. Obviously it might not be as severe as blowing the whole account as it was previously, whilst you're risking 50%, 100% of your account, but you just know in the back of your mind, once you've broken those rules, there is potential to lose a larger amount of money, especially if that is adjusting your risk parameters on a particular setup. And as a result of this does lead to improving your patience, because if you're sticking to your plan, you're obviously waiting longer for setups instead of just entering any setup which comes in front of your screen. When I was trading these smaller accounts back in the day, I used to blow accounts all the time, and then I just put money back into another account and just see a random setup and take it. The reason for this was I was just trying to revenge trade. That's pretty much what a lot of people actually end up doing when they actually blow an account. They'll have a couple of losses and they don't want to miss out on the profits. Let's say they're buying, price drops a little bit, stops them out, and then rallies to the upside. They're going to be missing out. They're going to get a bit of FOMO. They're going to want to be in this trade because they thought it was buys all along. So then they'll try and buy, price will drop further, and then they'll end up just chasing the trade, chasing the profits which they could have had or should have had, and they just end up losing pretty much the whole account. And this is what happened when I was actually trading at the start of my journey. It went from just taking another setup to then taking 10, 15, 20 more setups, and this ended up to blown accounts. And I do think that if you are actually starting trading, you should not put a lot of money into an account. As you guys probably know, you've heard every trader say it, but I see a lot of people do it. If they only have £1,000 to their name, they'll put 750, £1,000 into a trading account. It doesn't really make sense to me, because would you go into a casino with that amount of money? Probably not. If you're going into trading as a beginner, it's pretty much like going to a casino. You have no clue what you're doing. Start with money, but if you lose it, it won't affect your lifestyle in any way. It doesn't matter if you win, it doesn't matter if you lose, because obviously at the start of trading, you're going to lose anyway, unless you get some crazy beginner's luck, but I'm pretty sure it will eventually run out, and it will come to a point where the losses start piling up, and your management of trades, management of risk ends up going fully out the window, and then you are a bit stuck at that point. If you are actually managing everything correctly with a smaller account, this can obviously translate into the same amount of profits onto a larger account. The mistake most traders make is they scale too quickly. They'll start with a £200 account, they'll be perfectly managing their risk, which is what I advise for you guys to do. You know, if you are trading in a smaller account, a lot of people think it's okay to start risking 10%, 20% to make any substantial profits. Whereas if you keep the same risk, risking 2%, risking 1% maybe, harder to do on a smaller account to risk 1% on an account below £400, £500, just based off lot sizes and, you know, the price per pip. It is possible if you use small stop losses, but the point is, anything that you actually do on a smaller account will be ingrained in your mind. So if you practice good habits on these smaller accounts, instead of just blowing them just for fun, trying to flip them, then once you go into a larger account size, whether it be 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, you know, who knows where you can actually get with trading, it's more likely to translate. Habits which you do on one account are going to translate onto another account, so make sure you do the right ones on a smaller account in the first place. You know, if you repeat something numerous times, it's more likely to ingrain in your mind, and obviously as being a trader, you want to be able to copy and paste everything you do. So if you're changing your trading style based on your account size, just because it's smaller and you want to make more profit with higher risk, then you'll probably have the same sort of views on a larger account. You'll actually start lowering your risk and then not be happy with the profits which you're actually making. A lot of traders do this. I was guilty of this in the past too. But once I realized that if I trade everything exactly the same, copy and paste, and just focus on percentage, it doesn't really matter how much I actually make monetary wise, because I'm not even focusing on that. I'm not even looking at that. Just focusing on making 4 to 5% per month, or even 5 to 10% per month, anything like this, and I'm happy. Simple as that. Doesn't matter what the account size is, because if you're trading prop firms, personal capital is going to vary quite a lot, and you just need to be ready for this. And I feel like if you focus on percentage instead, then you are ready for any scenario which actually comes your way. So be sure to subscribe to the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.